Welcome back, Saints Nation, to CRL Game Day 2. I'm Patrick Smoke Chambers, joined by Theo, the Holy Juan, and we have quite the matchup to get things started. Top 8 is what we're dealing with today. If the Saints win this series, then we're done. If they lose, they have one more shot, which we will be covering, but then everything else will be on the RLCS official channel. But very exciting. We got Northwood that we're going up against first. But before we touch on that, Theo, surface thoughts. How you feeling today, man?
Feeling good. You know, it was a great day of Rocket League yesterday. You watched our Saints have a pretty interesting day. You know, they won all their matches in the end, but they needed that reverse sweep to close out the day, which put them in this situation. I think if they're playing against the top of the top teams, they can't let themselves get in that kind of spot again.
No, I don't think they can. I mean, going over what they were doing yesterday, beat Idaho State pretty easily in their first couple of rounds. I'm not very surprised, but then immediately, they showed a couple of blunders.
Yeah.
Dropping a game to Durham in a very close series as well with Cumberland, which, to be fair, Cumberland have also made the top 8. So all power to them. They're in lowers right now. They're currently in their series. But then we move on to West Virginia, and they almost sold that. Like, they were down 0-2 early. Like, it was really, really close. And I was talking to Jazzy after the day ended. As you can see, he's in the middle there with Zai and Arju at his wings. But I was talking to Jazzy a little bit after the game ended, and he was saying he also felt like they didn't play really up to standard, at least the standards that they've created for themselves, and honestly the ones that I believe in too. I think that it should have been a little bit more clean, but at the end of the day, they got the job done. They are here. However, I do think that, yes, if they continue to show the exact same gaps, they're going to get rolled by a team like Northwood, who will punish you if you do not have it clear, concise, comms going smooth, everything well-rounded. We got the lineup of Creams, Hockey, and Zanil. For those who don't know, Creams and Hockey, ex-TSM teammates, now on Pirates on a boat with 5 up. For those who don't know, that is an RLCS caliber team. They finished 9th to 12th. And then also, how can you forget about Zanil? I mean, on Omelets was part of that Lion Blaze dynasty in Northwood. They then got picked up by Cloud9 for a little bit. Now back on that Omelets roster. But again, still, RLCS contenders. They will punish you from this point on. So you really have to make sure you're on top of your game if you want to win today.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely good fortune for the Saints that everything turned out. But this is one of those days where you kind of have to have a short memory. Try and forget what happened yesterday. You know how good you are. You know how well you can play. They showed it the first Open. They were able to win it playing well the entire time. You know, this time they're trying to go back to back. And if they play like yesterday, as you said, Patrick, it's going to be very hard to do so. But I believe they're going to have a quick turnaround. They are at the caliber of players for a reason, and I think today they'll be on point.
Yeah, I think they should. I mean, they are right now getting the best warm-up you could ever receive. They are practice scrimming Maryville with the lineup of Speed, Relating Wave, and EXO. For those who don't know, in CRL Open 1, they came down from the lower bracket, and they actually forced a bracket reset against our Saints in the top bracket. Our Saints took that second series, but Maryville finished second on the day. They're looking to get their revenge if both teams win their series. They're up against Akron Blue. So, assuming Maryville beats Akron, which I would expect on paper that would be the case, then I would think if St. Clair move on, yeah, they're going to face each other. And it's going to be a little weird because they were just scrimming as we see the bracket pulled up. We see Cumberland versus Concord on the bottom, same with OC Esports and Ball State. So again, it's kind of a curse because if you drop down from that upper bracket, there is a huge demon
You don't want to do
in
that.
Concord
You don't want to do that.
with Crispy, Helix, and CMAS who are just waiting to absolutely pounce on any of those upper teams. Concord is a team that can take down any 4 of these teams in uppers if they're on their day and you're not. So again, these are absolutely must-win games in any series throughout today, whether it's on our channel, whether it's on the RLCS channel. You cannot afford to give up your upper bracket life early.
From what you see in this bracket, how do you see it playing out?
So I think Saints Green on paper should beat Northwood, just based on the strength of roster and everything like that. However, Northwood also has the chemistry plus. Hockey and Creams, they've been together for a really long time. Zanil as well has been on this Northwood squad with Hockey for a decent amount. So I think that if Saints Green on paper have the stronger team, cool. Northwood, I think, have the chemistry advantage over them. We will see. But let's just go ahead and say Saints beat them. Mm-hmm. They move on. I have Maryville beating Akron, but I think it's going to be a close series. Akron, I believe, last CRL Open won. I could be getting this wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. I believe they peaked and beat Maryville and sent them to lowers. I could be incorrect. I think I am correct on that, though. Mm-hmm. If Maryville and St. Clair were to face off right now, I'm going to go ahead and actually say I think Maryville should be taking it. But the Saints, technically, in that grand final, did beat them. So you go ahead. You say what you want. Technically, the series was tied 1-1 in 2 best-of-7s. But, again, the Saints won it when it mattered. So who knows? They could definitely do it again.
I was looking through social media a little bit. I saw a lot of people are saying a sleeper pick is Ball State. What do you think of their lineup? What do you think of their chances for today?
Well, Wova, Guh, and Oath, I mean, they've been in the scene for a little while here, and they, on their best day, they are definitely a dark horse. I would 100% not count them out. I think that, again, they were ranked, I believe, 6th right now in our top 16 through after CRL Open 1. Mm-hmm. I could definitely see them, if they're on their day and you're not, it's the same scenario. No one here is a free game.
Yeah.
No, right? So, especially if you're in lowers already. If you're in lowers already, you got nothing to lose. Like, your odds of winning the tournament, everyone's already pretty much written you off. So you go through and you beat a team that's coming through uppers, you have literally so much momentum with nothing to lose attitude. Mm-hmm. Sometimes that's what creates the dangerous players and the dangerous teams. And Ball State, I wouldn't rule them out against anyone.
Yeah, I mean, I must agree with you. Let's take a look at the standings of what went down last week so we can see who is where it was the Saints Green roster, as you just heard. First place, they got 16 points. Maryville did finish in second with 12 points. Akron Blue finished third with 9. Northwood, team we're going up against now, were 4th place last time with 6 points. And then Concord Ball State were 5th, 6th, split 4 points. The rest of the teams below couldn't make it that far.
Right, so I mean, because it's top 8, everyone here has confirmed 3 points. But when you really look at how important it is when you get to the top 4, I mean, from 4 to 1st, we just casually jumped by 12 points. That's an entire, technically, split missed if you came second. That's an insane number. So even for St. Clair, yes, it's a huge advantage that you have the 16. But let's say they drop 2 in a row and they then end with 19 points, right? There's only 1 split left, right? And then you're looking at a team from the top 6 that you see there moving in to take your spot. I mean, if a team like Maryville went second and then went first, they're almost unreachable. So regardless of what you want to say, because of how the point split works and how drastic it is, St. Clair aren't out of the woods yet. They need to win this first matchup and at least confirm a top 4 finish, in my opinion.
I agree.
Get 6 points. And even then, that's not really too crazy if you want to finish first. If you want to finish first in the CRL, you have to finish consecutively first and second, or at the very worst, a 3rd place finish. But then that means you'd probably have to win the next 2 if you want to finish first. You have to be very consistent. It is so cutthroat. And that's why St. Clair, they at least have the privilege of having those 16 points under their belt to move on. So they do technically have a buffer, but it's not a very big one at that. I would still not be getting comfortable if you're St. Clair. Play with your head in a swivel, take everything serious, and let's go get this bread, man. That's all there is to it.
I agree with you. I think they're only aiming for first. Like, I think all these teams in top 8, their only real goal is to win the Open. I think anything other than first is a disappointment for a lot of them, but there can only be one winner. All these teams are fighting for it. That's what makes this competition so fun to watch, and hopefully our Saints can stay locked in today. They look like they are ready to go to war today, and hopefully they can make at least top 3 today, as you said.
Yeah, I think everyone's looking forward to that, and we're looking forward to our first matchup. We got Northwood, we got St. Clair Green, and we will get right to that after a quick break. Welcome back, Saints Gaming, to CRL Open 2, Day 2. I'm Patrick Smoke Chambers, joined by Theo, the Holy One, and we're just a few minutes away from getting into our winner semis versus Northwood Blue. Saints Green is going to be Arju, Zai, and Jazzy going up against Northwood Blue, for those who don't remember, of Creams Hockey and Zanil. And as things get underway, I got to ask you right now, Theo, predictions.
I was
going to
say the same thing. I'm going to have the Saints 3-1. Before we get too deep into it, make your own predictions as well, Patrick.
Yeah, you know, I think this one's going to go 5, but I got Saints 3-2. But here we go. No more wait. Let's get into it. Saints Green, Northwood Blue. Let's have at it.
Let's have at it, indeed. It looks like Saints going to be starting off on the attacking side here. Arju looking for a pass to someone. It looks like the lobby had a bit of a problem, but Saints do take the lead. That is a bit of a mental edge, I think. Even though none of the players were there to witness it, we were. We see the goal come in for the Saints. But a bit of a, lobby issue, no big deal. We're going to be back in game in just a second.
Yeah, if I had to make a prediction, I think that might have been the practice lobby, just to make sure that the lobby wouldn't break.
Oh.
But it didn't, so there you go. Technically, guys, we got Saints up 1-0, so there you go. That is what it is.
It is.
All I'm saying here is we have the advantage. We scored. Arju had a double flip reset against an absolutely empty net. Northwood, what are we doing? Where's the rotations at? Thought we were better than this on defense. I mean, seriously, Zanil, you should be backboard. That's all day for you. Clearly washed. In my opinion. No, I'm just kidding. We're getting back in right now, as we have it going. I got it going 3-2 Saints. You said, what, 3-1?
3-1 for the Saints, yeah.
I think right now, St. Clair, if they want to fix the gaps that they had from yesterday, less necessarily hero plays were working out for them. I think the problem is their speed on getting back on rotation, and they're very susceptible to counterattacks.
Yeah.
That was what we were seeing yesterday, and a lot of that just has to do with comms, knowing where your second and third man are, and I think it's something that hopefully they've honed in, locked in on, because it is not going to fly in a series like this with Theo.
Absolutely not, as we are officially underway. It looks like the Saints looking to get off to a hot start. The shot on target there from Arju, but Creams is able to make the save. A nice try there for the Saints, trying to get off to an early lead, but not going to be able to find it there. But from what we've seen in the very few seconds of gameplay we have had, it's been the Saints on the attack. So looks like they are going to be starting off hot, but I believe their net is wide open. It's going to be right on the line, and it's going to be cleared out by Jazzy. I mean, Northwood have to put that one in the back of the net. That's one that Saints definitely get away with as they look to find the clearance. Should be able to do so right here. An exciting first minute of action here.
Yeah, well, I mean, they've just been given a lifeline. You don't get those very often. Usually Northwood converts on those. It's going to have to be Zanil who leaves it off to Hockey. But so far, it seems like St. Clair have been pretty dominant in starting their offenses. Right now, the net's kind of open, and a beat should happen from Zai. And that's exactly what goes down. Again, Zanil just getting beat to the ball there. Arju with the setup. It's going to be Hockey who actually ends up missing. So Zanil on the backboard, there's not very much you can do. Zai with the better shot placement. And that's going to be all she wrote for the first one. It's going to be Saints who at least get on the board to start it off.
Yeah, we were talking about limiting mistakes and hero plays, and there Hockey makes a crucial one, which leads to a very, very nice St. Clair goal. But it looks like they're looking to bounce back quickly, Northwood still. Saints playing good defense. There's going to be Arju getting that, going for that ball. There's Zanil's going to be having it in midfield. Actually going to get taken by the Saints. That shot's just off target by Zai. Almost a nice deflection there, but another attempt here. Zanil will be there in time defensively. Now Arju, is that on target? Right off the crossbar. I mean, Saints have come out firing, trying to get this ball on target, and the rotations have been sublime so far. But there's a dangerous opportunity. That might have been on target. Jazzy found the save, and there's Creams on the follow-up. A quick goal from Northwood.
And I was just about to say, sometimes what we saw yesterday when the Saints are shooting a little bit too much, that's when they become, gaps on the defensive end. And it just so happens no one back post, two people near post. I believe it was Zai who wasn't able to get to it in time. Zanil with a great shot and immediately finds a first one for Northwood. Ties it up 1-1 apiece. Arju, a crucial 50, but Cream should have the touch. No, a huge clear out, and that's going to be great because it just leaves St. Clair players with time.
Yeah, let's see if the Saints can bounce back after giving up a goal kind of out of nowhere, but still a nice goal nonetheless for Northwood as Jazzy wins out on that 50. Zai is going to have a bit of control here. A nice pass. Can Jazzy find the finish? Yes, he can. Near post. The save is not made, and that's a big goal to get them back into the lead.
Yeah, again, you know, it's just tough. Zanil's get beat on the goal line again. Just goes a little too far past the near post, but you have to assume, given the position, that Jazzy's going to shoot for that far post. So I don't blame Zanil there. That's just a tricky situation. Saints caught him with their pants down.
Yeah, and they're looking to do so again. Zai trying to start the attack. Creams is there, but Jazzy looks for the pass. Nobody's there. Saints going to go to reset. Pick up some booster packs to make sure they are here for the defense. And Zai is right there. Now going to look to start the counterattack completely alone. 1-on-3, gets it over one defender. Creams is there to make sure no follow-up happens. As it's going to be St. Clair looking to push for a third, but Northwood playing solid defense.
I think the thing that I'm realizing right now is when Northwood clears out, they're not really having a second man with a whole lot of boost that can take it down. It's almost as if they're missing their wingers right now who, you know, can't really get anything started if we want to break it down into soccer terms. But right now, they need to find an explosive solution to get into the St. Clair half. This could very well be it, but no, it immediately just gets left for a big booming clear by Jazzy. And now it's just, again, Northwood looking to clear, but it seems like after, they just don't really get too much going.
Yeah, I must agree with you there, Patrick. It feels like Northwood are struggling to get opportunities, but there's a dangerous one. Creams with a shot on target. Jazzy finds the save. Saints able to stay alive and maintain their lead, but there's going to be an opportunity again. Off the backboard, what a touch there from Arju to make sure nothing too much happens. Some bumping going on left and right. It's going to be St. Clair still maintaining their 1-goal lead, but Northwood putting on all the pressure.
Yeah, I mean, that's a little bit of a different changeup and good signs if you're a Northwood fan right now. The reset, though, it's going to beat a defender, but no, hockey off the backboard. That's why it's so essential to have your second man there just in case the first gets beat, forces up top, and now it's Northwood back on the aggression.
Oh, that's a dangerous shot on target. It's going to be cleared out. Jazzy passed it out to the side. Zai won't be able to get there, and it actually slips with the defender. Now it's going to give St. Clair a bit of an attack and slow down all of Northwood's progress there. All the field pressure they were able to get, but now it's going to be Zanil trying to win out that 50. It's going to be Jazzy, or it's going to be Arju, sorry, taking that one here. Zai now going to look for a pass towards the middle. Saints just going to reset this possession. Arju takes towards the corner. Jazzy is here for the follow-up, and it's beautiful team play from the Saints. They take a 2-goal lead in the first game.
Oh, I'm not letting this one go untalked. It's going to be Arju with an amazing pass. Sidewall redirect. Jazzy with the pre-jump. He knows where this one's going. Bang, bang, and that's Saints up with their safety net of 2.
Yeah, I mean, now you have to think that the Saints should be able to close this one out. I mean, Northwood struggling to find opportunities on the offense and on the defense, just letting things slip through them. Maybe they shouldn't, but Saints playing very well. This is what we expected from them, and they're trying to get a fourth here. Full court carry there. Won't find too much, but Zai just walks it in. It looks like Saints have found their stride in the beginning of the series.
Yeah, you know what? When you are getting a practice scrim in against Maryville, it's going to lead to good things usually. You're warmed up, everyone's firing on all cylinders, but I think St. Clair right now, what the number one thing that's more impressive than the fact that they are just suffocating Northwood at their own net, it's the midfield control. I think when you look at the touches in the midfield between St. Clair and Northwood, the numbers, if we could even have those, if you pulled them up, they wouldn't even be remotely close. I think that's really the driving factor in Northwood. That's got to be the solution. They got to get more physical with them on defense, but can they even get the ball up the field? That's been the problem for them.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you, Patrick. It feels like Northwood just lack of chances, and St. Clair, you know, when you have like 10, 12 chances, shots on target, dangerous crosses, some will go in and some won't go in, but at this level, the Saints able to capitalize off of every single opportunity they're able to get, and they're going to be taking a game at 1 here. You know, if you're on the side of Northwood, we just talked about it, the midfield, you think that's the main problem here in their attack?
Yeah, I think so. We're not really seeing the ball float into the corners very often, and at least it's not contested. And when St. Clair has their clears, they're very long, very booming clears that aren't getting picked off. Passing lanes aren't really getting intercepted either. It seems like Northwood, they're just trying to sit back, and they're allowing St. Clair to really attack, and they're hoping that maybe off of a save they can catch them on a counter, which, to be fair, may have worked in day 1. But right now, if this team continues the way they've been going, that will not be the formula that Northwood have to rely on.
Absolutely agree with you on that one, Patrick. As we get underway in game 2 here, Northwood blue against St. Clair Saints green. Saints lead 1-0 as Arju starts the game off with a bang, gets a demo, but it looks like now maybe there's a counterattack opportunity for Northwood. No, St. Clair do get back in time, and that's something they were lacking in that day one. There's a pass over to Arju, but it's a bit offline there. It's going to be Northwood able to retake control of this ball. Now there's an opportunity here, a clash in the air. Doesn't lead to too much a shot that's not even close to being on target as Zai gets the clearance, but Creams is back in time to make sure that full court shot doesn't go in. But still, Arju tries to take it over Creams. Creams gets a crucial touch there. He didn't, could have led to a goal. A bit of a slow start for both teams. No real opportunities to start off in this game too. Looks like Northwood are a little bit more sound on the defensive end, not letting anything slip through.
Yeah, well, I must say, as the double commit comes through here, this should open up for a St. Clair attack, but no, Hockey clears it back out. In the last 2 of Northwood's 3 attacks, they have utilized more physical pressure, and I think that's actually worked out very nicely for them. The Saints have just barely squeaked by, but right now, they're kind of slipping back into that old formula. They need something to break out, and right now, Hockey, the fake flip reset, is going to be a good starter, but it gets cut off immediately from the Saints.
Yeah, Creams gets a touch there towards the middles, and Neil tries to put it into a danger area, but the defense has been very good from the Saints so far in this series, as Arju's going to try and start the attack for the Saints. Can't get too much going. Doesn't have boost there, so couldn't do too much, but still the ball gets very deep upfield. Jazzy is here. Arju gonna try and control it, but that's a dangerous touch as Saints. That's gonna be their attack shut down, but that's a nice demo from Arju. Gonna slow down Northwood's plans as well, as Zai is gonna be up in the air here. Leaves it in a danger area. Hockey will be the one to the ball here as Creams gets a nice touch there off the side, and maybe now there's a chance for Northwood here. How do the Saints defend this one? Zai gonna look to clear this one. Is gonna be able to do so. One more defender to beat as Hockey puts it back into the corner, but it looks like maybe a counter-attacking chance here for the Saints. Nice play there, but the third member, Jazzy, not there to follow up. It's just complete back and forth right now. No real very dangerous opportunities.
And I think it's key that Jazzy didn't follow up there, because then he forces the Northwood attacker to clear into the corner, and that allows Arju to take time on the backboard and then read where the ball's going to go for the clear back onto Northwood's side. So again, this is something we weren't seeing in day one that St. Clair's utilizing, and I think it's making for a clean defense overall.
Yes, I absolutely agree with you there, Patrick. It's been just a defensive masterpiece from both sides so far. One goal will change the tide drastically here, as Kareem's going to be the one to start it here, but Jazzy's there for the save. The shot on target isn't very dangerous as the save comes through here. There's a bit more of an opportunity, but Jazzy gets a crucial touch there. Now Arju looking to start the break here for the Saints. Doesn't get the best touch ever, so it's a very easy clear for Northwood. Not too clinical here on the offensive side from either team.
No, I think right now what I'm also noticing from Northwood is they're lacking a lot of infield passing. Right now the solo plays, they're trying to make them work. That one almost went through, but the link up is not happening for Northwood right now. The passing lanes are getting cut off. I love the demo right there from Hockey. Hopefully they can get something started, but no. It seems like St. Clair, they're just where they always need to be. Positionally, they are so aware on defense. Jazzy trying to go for the bump, and now it's going to be left up for Zai. On the backboard, can he try to force it down? Arju just going to have to bomb it downfield. Waits now, takes the flip reset off the bar. It's going to be Hockey who gets the clear, and now Northwood, they try to get back into their midfield possession.
Yeah, I mean, there was the most dangerous opportunity of the match from Northwood by far, but now there's a shot on target from Arju. Creams, right place, right time. Now it's going to be a 2-on-1 attack here. Zai has to play perfect defense and avoids the bump. It's not going to be going in here as now the counter starts for the side of Saints. Hockey didn't overcommit, so he is going to be back to play some defense. 50 seconds and counting, you have to think. The first goal of the game is going to be the biggest one. Is it going to be a shot on target here from the Saints? Jazzy gets a shot. It's not on target. Neil will make that save, but the follow-up could be there. Not a lot of boost here left for the side of Northwood. Finally, Creams will be able to get control of it, but Zai isn't going to let that happen for too long. It's finally going to be in Northwood's favor. 30 seconds and ticking. One goal looks like it's going to be all that's needed to win this for either side, as both teams struggle on the offensive end, but playing defense so perfectly. 15 seconds now. Let's see if any team can pull off a miracle towards the end of a regular time. Otherwise, we'll be going to overtime. There's a shot on target from Cream. Zai finds the save, gets demoed afterwards. So a bit of mispositioning from the Saints, but they're able to get back just in time. There's a shot on target, and it stays up. It's gonna go in. It's gonna be the Saints
kidding me?
taking a 2-0 lead.
Zai? What? R2, are you kidding me? They find the link up. Northwood, they try to force the issue, and in doing so, they suffer from the same fate that the Saints were struggling with in day one. You overcommit, you try to force the attack, and all of a sudden, you're left back with no one in net. I mean, right now, St. Clair, they're showing that they can score in bunches, but they're also showing that they can stay composed when dealing with a whole 5 minutes of back and forth pressure. St. Clair, they are locked, loaded, ready. This is the best they've definitely looked all weekend.
Oh, yeah.
And to have Northwood up 2-0 already on series point, I gotta say it, I thought Saints Green were going to win this best of 5 series, but if they sweep Northwood, I would not have expected that.
Yeah, that'll definitely be a big statement victory to start off a day 2, but it would be a great victory at that. And just one little thing, that last shot, you know, it cannot touch the ground there. It needs to stay airborne the entire time. The fact that able to pull that off, especially with everything else considered, you need to score this goal to win the match. You haven't really had any dangerous chances, and it's just Northwood going way too aggressive. I think Northwood just thinking the time's about to run out. Let's go for one final attack, and they just didn't think that the Saints would have had an opportunity at goal there. Big mistake, and now let's see if Saints can capitalize. Game 3 underway. Nothing too crazy going on just yet. Let's see if Northwood can maybe answer with a goal of their own and maybe take an early lead to put some pressure on the Saints.
Yeah, but right now, St. Clair, they've just dominated the midfield. Now, what they have to watch out is they can't get too comfortable, because teams like Northwood, you know, yes, if you have them on the game lead, a great swishy save there by Arju. If you get too comfortable, you could give them momentum. You never want a team like that, like Northwood, to have momentum. They will take a mile if you give them an inch. And right now, it seems like St. Clair have just given them exactly what they needed. Creams off the pass from Zanil. Finally, Northwood, they find the link up on the infield. It was technically Arju who had a little bit of an errant touch, and it set up Creams perfectly. Nevertheless, Northwood, they're definitely feeling a little bit relieved they find the scoreboard first.
Yeah, that's what I said. If they can get a first goal, maybe do something. And we saw the Saints pull off a reverse sweep yesterday. So if any team knows anything about reverse sweeps, it's going to be them. They know that they cannot let off the gas pedal here. They need to go 100% to close this one out. But it looks like in this game 3, Northwood have really found their stride offensively. They're finding a lot more opportunities, but now Saints, I believe, have a 2-on-1 situation. There's the demo. What solo play coming out there, and Jazzy's going to be able to pick that one up.
Yeah, I mean, everybody hates the air dribble bump, and it becomes a demo as well, so it's even worse. Zanil just has absolutely no chance at that one. I knew the second Jazzy went past the ball, it wasn't a mistake. He's ending up looking for the bump because he has Zai in his back. But right now, Saints, they tie it up. 3 minutes left to go.
And there's a counterattack we were talking about. It's looking like the Saints are now the ones who like that style. But here might be a bit of a missed opportunity. Is there going to be a save? Jazzy saves his team there. I don't know how Northwood just got a wide open look on goal, but that's when you have to convert. I feel like if you're Northwood, now Saints coming back the other way, feeling very good. Jazzy, can he find anything here? No, not gonna be able to find the best shot. Zai just gonna let that one go. Saints gonna go fully reset. Don't want to make any mistakes in such a close game. There's gonna be a shot on target. The saves have been beautiful from the Saints so far this game. This is definitely, I would say, Northwood's best game of the series so far, just straight up from gameplay look-wise, and they're really putting the pressure on the Saints.
No, easily. They're finding link-ups in the midfield. It was, I believe, Hawk who was trying to go for a bump there, but now Jazzy's gonna be the man downfield, looking to be the enforcer. Arju, a beat up top. Can he have a bump on the side? No, doesn't like to go for the shot either. Needs to try to steal boost, and he does do that just successfully. But that being said, now he's third man. Has to take a low 50, and all of a sudden Northwood, they're knocking on the door potentially. If they can win a couple more low 50s, maybe try to establish a passing lane, but it doesn't happen. The Saints eke it out.
Yeah, Arju's going to look to start the attack. Doesn't have any boost. The shot is on target, but it's a quite easy save for Hawk. He is now it's cleared out. Saints looking to bring it back. Reeves gonna look to start it, but there is another defender there in time. Zai and Arju making sure nothing slips through. Jazzy does make a relatively easy save here. Zanil gets a nice touch on the sideline, but Creams is gonna be able to get there. Arju looking to start the attack. Saints have 3-on-2 advantage for just a few seconds here. Let's see how they use it. Zai will take it over his defender, can't find it. The defense is good from Northwood now. Not too much defense left here for the Saints. That shot's gonna be easily in, and off the counter attack, Northwood yet again gonna take a 1-goal lead.
Well, now that we're seeing Northwood utilize first man enforcement, it has been a change of game. It doesn't even need to be the bump that Zanil has to generate. It's just the threat, the fact that he cuts off the high play from the defender. The defender can't jump. If you do, you're bumped by Zanil. You just have to sit there and hope that you get help. The help didn't come through in time. Hockey with a beautiful shot and gets Northwood the lead with 1:30 left.
A lot of work left now for the Saints. Haven't really seen themselves down, especially with the time ticking down like this. So let's see how they play this clutch last minute. 15, that was a dangerous shot. Nice. And just like that, they're gonna get the game tied up. Seemed like a pretty simple goal for the Saints.
Well, St. Clair, that's 2 times now where they've been scored on and they find quick responses. It seems like Northwood, whenever they score, they kind of let themselves off the gas pedal a little bit. They lose their midfield 50s, they lose their midfield challenges, and all of a sudden it becomes players diving and it leaves St. Clair with open looks at net. St. Clair, they're taking advantage of this, but with a minute left, it's anyone's game.
Yeah, anyone's game here. 1 minute Saints. 1 win away from just taking the series in a sweep, which is not something anyone expected. There's an open goal here. Can Zai find the touch there? No. I mean, Northwood are overextending a little bit here and there, and St. Clair can definitely find a counterattack to close out this series. Northwood have to be a little bit careful here as Saints look to attack here, but the clearance is good. Is that on target? Yes, it is. Creams from his own half just launches a clearance. Nobody from the Saints is back, and it's just a very, very simple goal for Northwood.
Yeah, again, Jazzy just snuck up a little too far. I don't believe I knew where Arju was in that play. Probably somewhere on the right side waiting for the pass to come through from Zai. But regardless, it is an overextension by St. Clair's third man, and because of that, now they find themselves down with 30 seconds left to boot.
We saw the quick responses. Zai gonna be one-on-one against Hockey here. Can he get it? No. Creams will come out of nowhere to save that one, but still, there's gonna be another quick answer for the Saints. I mean, we're completely back and forth in this game 3. Neither team can really find a lead.
Arju, you gotta be kidding me, man. I mean, the reset off the sidewall, use it to get the pass down as well. I mean, that's 2 sidewall redirects off one off a reset, one off a redirect. It's just absolutely clinical stuff. Arju setting up some huge plays for St. Clair. 20 seconds left to go.
There's another opportunity there off the kickoff. They fake it and
no way.
Oh, the shot's on target. The save is there from Zanil though. You can definitely see Northwood feeling the pressure now as Saints ramp up their aggression. There's gonna be a shot. It's not on target. Creams will find the save. Are we gonna be going to an overtime, or is it gonna be the end of the series right here? The spike does come down. We do go to our first overtime of the series. Saints 1 goal away from finding the sweep. Northwood 1 goal away from putting the reverse sweep online.
Well, it's not looking good. Arju already had the boost steal, so Northwood, they're kind of having to drop down and play a little bit of defense. They find the clear eventually, but the man is back. Arju, Zai misses that mid boost, and he's actually gonna have to potentially just go back and lay off on the attack. Jazzy has to pick up his second man. Northwood,
nice
the bump comes in, maybe a shot. No, Hockey able to clear it out.
That was a nice bump there, almost led to a shot on target. There's gonna be a nice pinch near the net area. Hockey forced to find a save, but there's Arju there battling for it. It's gonna drop for a Saints member. It is! It's a shot on target, and there it is. Jazzy finds the finish. It's gonna be the Saints.
Let's go.
Getting the sweep over Northwood. Let's see it one more time here. Beautiful shot on target. The save is not made, and that's all she wrote.
Well, the defender almost had it. Northwood, they almost got out. But no, St. Clair Green, you are locked in. Arju, Zai, Jazzy, all playing pivotal roles. It looked night and day, considering what we were looking at from day one. If this was the St. Clair team that was showing up on day one, they would not have dropped a single game. Absolutely clinical performance, and they will be moving on to the winners final, 1 round away from the grand final, which we will be able to catch on the Rocket League stream.
Yeah, I mean, it's been fun watching casting the boys.
Quick one.
Now we get to watch them play, as you said, on the official Rocket League channel. And, you know, if they play like this, I think they have to be the favorites to take this one down.
Absolutely no doubt about it. I mean, if they play like this, I could very much seeing them taking Maryville all the way, taking the series in 5, maybe even 4 if I'm lucky. But I think that Maryville would not let any team beat them in 4 games. They've just been absolutely unreal, but so have the Saints, to be fair, today. And to be fair, Rocket League is a game where it doesn't matter about your last performance. It's on the day simply who is better. And right now, St. Clair, they easily look like on this day they could be the #1 team in CRL again.
Yeah, and we were talking about it before the match. You know, a bit of a rough showing yesterday. Even though they did win every match, you have to just have a short memory. I think Saints did a perfect job of doing just that. And they'll be very, very happy with their performance here. But, you know, what would you say is the biggest thing to look for as a Saints? If you're the Saints coach or a player on the team, what do you think is the biggest thing to focus on for the rest of the tournament?
I think you just got to keep grounded. Take every game for what it is. Don't look past anyone, because in this top 8, everyone is a threat to eliminate anybody. So take your matchups as they come, obviously. In top 8, that's not going to happen. Saints are no longer going to be overlooking anyone, or even if they were before, you definitely don't want to do it now. But see true, guys. Let's get the first man. Keep on keeping that aggression. Let's get some bumps. Try to open stuff up for our second man. Cut rotations on mid and stick back post when it really matters most. Call out your help. Let's be aware of where our third man is. Let's not sneak up and overcommit a little more so we get susceptible to counterattack goals. And if people need time, let's have our first man. Let's burn some time. Create some low 50s. Force for your teammates. Stick to the fundamentals. And I think at the end of the day, those will be able to get you through.
And you know, Maryville taking on Akron right now. Who do you think the Saints want to face in the next round?
I mean, if they're going to win the entire thing, one way or another, I feel like you're eventually going to face Maryville. If it's not next round, I could totally see Maryville having the same fate as how they did in Open 1. They could drop to lowers and then not cruise by lowers, but get their way through lowers and eventually have that fateful matchup in the grand finals. And maybe they have to force the bracket reset. Maybe the Saints this time will have to. Who knows? But regardless, I think the easier matchup on paper would definitely be Akron. But at the same time, like I said, there's no easy matchup, because if Akron beats Maryville, then Akron's peaking, and you're versing a peaking Akron.
Yeah.
So, I mean, with 5 up, Bullseye, and Patty, I don't know why you would want to face that if they just got out of a series fresh off a beat on Speed, Relating Wave, and EXO. No one would want to face that. So there's no easy matchup. On paper, you could say Akron. To me, you're just going to get who you get, and you have to beat them. Simple as that.
And they did play the warm-up scrim against Maryville. You know, so it's going to be interesting. You know, as you're saying, the best teams are going to be in the final. It's going to be an exciting showdown. It's all going to be streamed on the Rocket League channel. Let's take Patrick. What do you think is going to be the top 4? You know, we spoke about the final so much, but like every single placement matters so much for points. What do you think is going to be the top 4 for this tournament today?
So if we look at the bracket, and whether we look at it or not, I can just call them out right now. Like Maryville obviously has to be top 4. I would expect nothing less, especially in the winners final, for St. Clair to at least get top. They have to be top 4 because it's one. So St. Clair's gonna be top 4. I got Maryville going top 4. I think Concord. You can see. Oh, they actually are now in the top 4. So there we go. We already have our answers. Ball State beats OC Esports.
Sweet.
And I was gonna actually say Concord right now. They, in the lower bracket, even though they're not technically a dark horse, I think to win the entire thing, because they're in lower so early, you could call them a dark horse. And I think they're very much still capable of that. Mm-hmm. I think right now they could take off anyone in the uppers if they get dropped down. I could very well see if Northwood, whether it's Northwood facing Concord or Ball State, I mean, again, if Concord and Ball State are having their days, and it seems like they most definitely are, Northwood just got swept. If Northwood aren't careful, they could definitely be out.
Yeah, they're
really early. They could see 2 straight exits.
They're going to be facing Ball State, who are straight off a 3-0 over OC Sports. So it's going to be interesting to watch. But I think we're going to be wrapping things up for today. Thank you to everyone in the back who made this stream possible. Thank you to our sponsors, the St. Clair SSC, St. Clair Alumni Association, Subway, Tim Hortons, and Alienware. Thank you, Patrick, for joining me on the desk today. We're going to be back on the same stream tomorrow for some Call of Duty action at 7:30 p.m. But to not miss the rest of this CRL Open, head over to the Rocket League channel on Twitch and support our Saints Green roster. So yet again, thank you guys for watching. Have a good day, and we'll be seeing you tomorrow.